Hi, this is Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge.
And this is Nigel Davey of SME Needs, and this is one of our 10-minute business podcasts. Today we are talking to Tristan Webb of Aspire Insurance Services, and he's sharing lessons learned from the pandemonium.
Tristan, hi. It's great that you can join us on our podcast. If I remember rightly, we met when you first set up your business during the banking crisis of 2007, 2008. Bit of a crazy time to set up as an insurance broker, don't you think? For our audience, please tell us a little bit about you, what you do for your clients, and how you've continued to grow your business despite the current crisis.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. That zipped by really, really quickly. I can easily remember it because it's the same age as my son. And so the business is always the same age as my boy. What made us unique back then certainly got watered down over the years, and the competitors caught up. So we had to keep evolving and creating new USPs. I think what makes us unique now is we tell our clients what risks that they face. Then, even without insurance, we'll give them advice on how to avoid those risks. Then we'll step in with the right insurance product and help them with the protection should it all go wrong. And then finally, once it's all go wrong, we help them get back on their feet following the claim, which I think is a good, well-rounded service now.
What I think is on everyone's mind at the moment, Tristan, is the rapidly moving government guidance for businesses. They've had to close and have staff working from home, but now they're coming back to work. Tell us what they should be doing to minimize their risk.
It's been definitely a unique set of challenges for business owners, that's for sure. I think initially business owners were faced and are faced with one of their actual physical assets. So normally their assets would be contained within the office environment. And of course, now their staff have taken those to different areas, and the insurance companies need to have those extended. So the clients need to check with their insurance companies to make sure that this is covered whilst at their premises. And we had some stories of staff taking laptops home and chairs home and dropping them from the car on the way into the home and breaking them, installing them, that kind of thing. Most insurers have been really good at extending that cover and doing it pretty much free of charge. So check. It wasn't a given, but it was automatically done. The second thing beyond their assets would be the unoccupied properties, because they were prevented in many ways from accessing their premises. And an unoccupied property will create a warranty with the insurance company, which has restricted cover. The theory being is fires won't be noticed as quickly, water damage aren't noticed as quickly, and you're a higher risk from theft and malicious damage. And so, again, notify the insurance companies, and most have been very good at removing that conditional warranty and increasing the policy cover. I've got stories mostly going up to September now, the extended warranty, that they're extending that period. And then finally, the most important area is we're really helping clients with getting back to the workplace and advising them on how to not fall foul of becoming negligent during this period. And I don't think there's an expectation on us to be experts, but that's at one end of the field. And then on the other side, you do want to make proper, sensible precautions to protect your employees and members of the public. And this can start with very simple things like posters, planning, workplace floor arrangements, that kind of thing. And it can move on to things like a cleaning checklist for the office environment and providing antibac and hand washing facilities and those kinds of things. But evidencing that you've considered it will help defend in the event that you're accused of being negligent and staff members are contracting COVID-19 on the premises.
It must have been an absolute nightmare for you when the lockdown was originally announced, with, I guess, clients calling you for information and support.
It gathered pace really quickly, probably like most. We were watching it on the news and it all seemed like it was in Italy and it was a long way away. And then very quickly it landed on us. And we went from being, remember, I'm a business owner as well. So as well as planning what to do with my business and my family, I've got 3 children who moved to homeschooling. So there was my business element, the family element, and then giving the clients the advice element that all needed to be factored in. And I think in our case, we were quite lucky because we'd just generated a adverse weather policy in response to the heavy snowfall that we'd got, which was last year. So in the event that something prevented us from getting to our office, we had a policy in place. It wasn't ideal, but it was a very close fit to what was happening. I'm happy to give that template away to anybody who wants it. Actually, it's easily downloadable. But then many businesses, there was this period where there was the sort of shock almost. Those that had a plan responded really quite well, but those that didn't had to create a plan quite quickly. And for them, it was quite overwhelming. We did have one client we insure quite a lot of logistics firms, actually, and this was one mid-sized logistics firm who at the outset was in a bit like the cat caught in the car headlights, and really was considering furloughing all the staff, didn't really know how to respond. And just gradually, gently, we worked through, working from home. They took the kit home. We helped them create a log of what equipment they did take from the office so that they had an inventory of what was where. We helped them with the staff setting up an ergonomic workplace at their home so the staff felt a bit better. So that even progressed on to them doing a Zoom staff meeting at the end of the week, which moved into a fancy dress quiz as well. So there was a lovely social element to it. And now what we're doing is we're helping them with actually how to return to the office. So creating floor plans and just a strategy really with getting back into the office. And again, all of these documents from the PDFs, the posters, the planning document, the discussion document, we've given those away for free. They're on our LinkedIn, but we also email them to as many clients as we can.
Last question. We don't know what and we don't know when the next sort of crisis is going to be. What are the key things you think that businesses will learn from this crisis to ensure their future resilience?
I think, being an insurance man, I guess I'll start with probably the insurance element, which is there's insurance never protects you for everything. That's just not what it does. So to understand how far it goes and what it doesn't cover you for is just as important as to understand what it does cover you for. And then when you're drawing up a plan for how your business may survive various scenarios, business continuity planning should become a higher priority for business owners. And that's not just in terms of a threat to their workplace, but also things like their reliance on specific customers, specific suppliers, or even specific market sectors. And you can do all of that through your business planning. And again, we know lots of businesses that do a business plan, but then it sits and gathers dust on the shelf behind them. And in many cases, of course, the businesses are very dynamic and they've evolved, and the business plan needs to evolve alongside them. Not just that, but the best bit, like you would test your fire alarm, every now and then, those that, again, the most resilient plans are those that are tested. It finds and irons out all those little blips and tweaks that will make it a more robust plan moving forward. I think also as part of that planning, something that's really highlighted itself is the home working element has been amazing, much more helpful for businesses in terms of removing our reliance on a premises. And even if you couldn't completely remove your reliance on a premises, it certainly helps spread the risk somewhat between different locations. So that's been a definite lesson learned, and how we can continue that momentum and continue to improve those that are able to work from home. And also the Zoom calls and the video conferencing. How much have we all learned about that over the last 3 months? It's been amazing. It's reduced things like our commute times, our necessity to attend certain meetings that we were pulled into. I know certainly I have to travel to quite a lot of meetings that could easily be resolved by a Zoom call. And I don't think it will replace the face-to-face entirely, but it has a really nice position to sit alongside it in many ways and just aid it. So I think, in terms of embracing that technology, that's a great way forward.
Thanks so much for sharing these tips with us, Tristan. It would be great if our listeners can make contact with you if needs be. How might they do that?
Well, we have the website, which is www.aspireinsure, that's aspireinsure.co.uk, or if they want access to the free documents, if they enter Aspire Insurance Services into LinkedIn, we've put most of them on there in a downloadable format and as a PDF. And if they wanted a Word version, just drop us a direct message on LinkedIn and we'll quite happily send them an editable version if they want to pull their logos through to it, type of thing.
Thank you, Tristan. So that's me, Nigel Davey from SME Needs.
And me, Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge. Do make contact with any of us for sound business advice whenever you feel you need it. Ooh, and please don't forget to comment on or like, follow and share this podcast.